Yo, what's up, everybody? How you doing? This is your coach Ren. As I continue on my spiritual journey, and I want you guys to be able to join with me in that alchemical mindset of exploring and expanding who we are and what we are. And in that exploration, I had a thought that overwhelmed me yesterday. I just got caught into a moment as I was staring at some plants. I was staring at an arrangement, a floral arrangement. And I want to share with you guys my thoughts concerning that. And it also reminded me of the story of the six blind men and an elephant. I want to share that aspect of it and the lesson learned from there as well. You may have seen me act that video out in the one called the Six Blind Men and an Elephant before the alchemical story time with an alchemist. But if you haven't, I'm not going to act it out here. I'm just going to talk about it a little bit. But before that, let me pay homage to our sponsors. I'd like to take a moment to thank all our sponsors. For everyone on Patreon who supports this channel through your monthly donations, you are greatly appreciated. And I look forward to providing you free content as well as exclusive live video chats. You will also be able to receive discounts on products from Uncle Ren's Popcorn as well as coaching from Coach Ren's. This video is also sponsored by Uncle Ren's Popcorn, where you can get 25 flavors of delicious gourmet popcorn, from salt and vinegar to strawberry cheesecake, from caramel and cheddar to bacon jalapeno, and many others like cookies and cream. I greatly appreciate everyone who supports us at Uncle Ren's Popcorn. This channel is also supported by Coach Ren's, where you can not only get all your life coaching, your relationship coaching, but also get your business coaching from Coach Ren's, as we teach you how to move your hobbies into a business, not a job for yourself, but a business. We also teach you life principles of leadership and meditation. So go to CoachRens.com and support the sponsors of this channel. Thank you, everybody, and I appreciate you, and I hope that you would join this channel. Go ahead and hit that subscribe button, and if you like things that are ASMR and you like meditation, go over to my new page. My new page is called the Alchemical Mindset. Go over to that YouTube channel and join that one as well, as we're going to, look into ASMR meditations for success and for love and relationship and health and that sort of thing. So that channel is going to be dedicated for that one. So Alchemical Mindset, I'll put that in the description of this video of where you can find that one. So anyway, so yesterday I'm sitting and I'm listening to and seeing a bunch of children, and then there's a huge floral arrangement that's in front of me, and my mind starts to contemplate continuously on my spiritual journey concerning something that I had heard said. And what I had heard said in another spiritual environment was the fact that there are different ways that people come to spirituality, that they come to salvation, that they come to awareness, they come to nirvana, they come to heaven, they come to knowledge of self, that there are different ways. Now, the person who was speaking was, for the most part, speaking in the confines of what they believe. But of course, for me and my thought process and what Source has shown me, especially in recent visions, that there are many different ways, period, that people come to consciousness. There are different ways, period, that people come to nirvana, that people, period, come to heaven, that people come to what we call salvation, period, that there are many different ways. And as I was looking at the children playing, and I was looking at the floral arrangement, I imagined in my mind, and I may experiment, I'm going to do this experiment one day. I was imagining in my mind that if I took 4 of these children, and every book of wisdom, whether it's the Bible, whether it's the writings of Nag Hammadi, where Gospel of Thomas says it as well, whereas it's the Hermetics or the Tao. The Tao says that if you want to see a Taoist master, go find a newborn babe. The Gospel of Thomas says that a wise man will not hesitate to ask a newborn child about where heaven is or what heaven is like. Your Christian, Abrahamic, Islamic teachings say, come to me as little children. In the Hindu, it says that you have to come back as a child. There's everybody says you have to look and embrace heaven as a child, that a child can see it, that in that childlike mindset you can see it, you can find it. So I was seeing these children, seeing this bouquet of flowers, and I contemplated that if I took 3 of those kids and I blindfolded them, and I said, now, and I placed their hands, and I told them, you're going to describe to me, I'm going to place your hands on a bouquet of flowers, on an arrangement of flowers, and I want you to describe the flower, describe the arrangement to me. And if I place their hands, one on a fat leaf, another one on more thorny leaves, and another one on more softer petals, that each child would effectively describe the bouquet based solely on what they felt on that moment, the flat leaf, the thorny leaves, the soft petals, that their description of the entire arrangement would be only what they see, only what they feel, rather, that with that one part. And then if I took the 4th child and I let them feel wherever, if I just said, there's an arrangement of flowers in front of you, and I want you to feel the arrangement and describe it, that child, out of children's curiosity, would feel around. They will feel the flat leaf. They will feel the soft petals. They will feel the stems. They will feel the thorny leaves. They will feel the buds. They will feel every aspect of the plant, and then they will be of the bouquet, and they will be able to describe all of it. They would say, well, it has thorny leaves, it has flat leaves, it's smooth, it's rigid in its texture, it's soft in some parts, and in other parts it's hard. It has long stems, and some stems are thin, and some are thick, and some are slipperier than others, and some are rigid, and some have thorns. And a child would feel the entire bouquet and then describe the entire things, the entire thing as different parts, different pieces. It reminds me of the story of the 6 blind men. It's a Hindu story. 6 blind men who argued and argued in their village for hours and days and weeks and months and years and decades. They argued as for what is an elephant like. And finally, when the village got tired of them arguing, they sent them with the young man to go to the neighboring town and presented them in front of an elephant. And each one touched a different part of the elephant. One touched the ears. Oh, it's like a magic carpet. It's like a big giant leaf. One the tusk. Oh, it's like a spear and hard and pointy. One the leg. It's like a tree trunk. Another the body. Oh, it's like a giant wall. Another the tail. Oh, they've tricked us. It's a rope. You know, each one touching a different part of the elephant, and each one came away with only their one part. And then they began to argue that their part was the only part that was the elephant and was the wholeness of the elephant. Until the guru said, take all your parts together and you will then know an elephant, because an elephant is a huge, magnificent beast. And your one part, your one feel does not describe or fully encompass what an elephant is. Come to me as a child. Children would explore the entire thing and not get so caught up in their one thing. One of the most dangerous things that we have is spiritual experiences. Spiritual experiences can be incredibly dangerous because through our spiritual experience, we are touching just the ear. We are touching just the tail. We are touching just the leg, just the body, just the trunk, just the tusk. We're touching just the flat leaf or the soft rose petals. We're only touching one part because our experience has then become the only way we identify what God is, the Creator is, heaven is, salvation is. I was driving down the street and all of a sudden my car starts spinning out of nowhere, and where I should have ran off the ditch and fallen off the cliff or smashed into this truck that would have ended my life, I prayed, and God of my Jesus, Allah, my Krishna, I prayed, and I miraculously found myself not at the edge, or miraculously I missed the truck. So my experience says that through my way of knowing God is God, I was ailing, had a flesh-eating disease, bacteria eating my body away. I had an immunodeficiency. And my church, my temple, my synagogue, my whomever came in, my priest, my imam, came and prayed over me. I performed a sacrifice of a goat. I had people cast stones, and through that, miraculously, the doctors can't explain it, but I was healed. So that is how I know that my Ifa, that is how I know that my Islam, that is how I know that my Hindu, that is how I know my Zoroastrian, that is how I know that mine is real. Because my experience teaches me that mine is real and yours is not. I know that there is a God because he saved me on that flight. I know he is because he saved me from that disease. I know he is because he saved my marriage. I know he is because he saved me from financial turmoil. I know that it exists based on my experience, and because of my experience, that is the only way he exists. Yet, everyone of every religion has the same experiences. Experiences are dangerous when we view our experiences as only feeling the flat leaves of a floral arrangement and not feeling all the leaves and all the stems and all the buds. Come to me as a child. What we have to understand is that as much as living in Georgia does not demonstrate the entirety of the earth, living in the Sahara Desert does not demonstrate the entirety of the earth. You cannot describe the entirety of the earth by only living in Iceland, by only living in South Africa, by only living in Australia. The entirety of the earth cannot be described by living in one single environment, just as much as living in America cannot be described by just living in Georgia or just living in Seattle or just living in New York, but that it is comprised of so many parts. America is the United States, meaning a unity of multiple states, of multiple environments, of multiple cultures, of multiple societies, of multiple economics, of multiple weather, of multiple terrains, of multiple laws and rules. Just as much as Africa is multiple countries, just as Europe, multiple countries and cultures, Africa, multiple countries and cultures and terrains and resources, South America, multiple countries and terrains and resources, and there is multiple people. The world is filled with a multiplicity, a variety of people and places and terrains and weather, and to describe the earth by only using one point would be an ignorant way of living and understanding where we live and how we exist, and would also show that your description is very inaccurate. So, when I looked at these arrangement of flowers and thought about all the wisdom of the world throughout history says, come as children. A child in its curiosity will explore the entirety of something and describe it as such in its entirety, unless they are forced by society to only touch the petal, only touch the stem, only touch the flat leaves or the thorny leaves. When we free a child of society and allow them to express themselves, they touch every aspect. We have to do the same when it comes to our spirituality, to our divinity. When we lock ourselves into a specific religion, a specific doctrine, then we say to ourselves that that is the only way nirvana, heaven, samadhi can exist. If you truly understood the Creator, if you truly understood the universe and kingdom and salvation, you would understand that there cannot be just one way. There are multiple worlds and planets in this universe. And if you believe that there is only one way, one doctrine. Now, I will say this before I close. And I thought it was a good piece of wisdom that was said. If your pathway of finding the God in you and the God around you, the kingdom inside you and the kingdom around you, is through an entity or an ism, then let that be your way, your doctrine that says that this is my pathway. But if another person's pathway is to find it through Buddhism, to find it through Taoism, to find it through Christianity, to find it through Islam, to find it through Judaism, to find it through Zoroastrian, to find it through Ifa, to find it through African ancestry, to find it through the Aztec religion, the Mayans religion, to find it through ayahuasca, to find it through peyote, to find it through the sky people. If your way is to find it through being a Wiccan or to practice magic and rituals, if that is a person's way, but they come to that point of kingdom and heaven and serenity and samadhi and nirvana, and if they come to their own salvation, their own realizations through that pathway, then celebrate that joy with them and recognize, the true mature person would recognize that is their path to get to that space. Because we are all just existing as a thought creation of the Creator. We're all just existing in a connective universe that is filled with just energy that continues to transmute itself and moves itself and all connected within itself. If you are spiritually mature, you come to that realization. If you're not, I expect you to move in that journey, to move in that path. But that was my thought. Tell me what you think. What do you think? How do you think a child coming as a child should be referred? How do you think a person should find kingdom within themselves and outside and around themselves? How do you think a person should connect to the universe? How do you think a person should be able to? And what are your experiences? And should your experiences be pushed on other people? Because they are your experiences. But what do you think? I appreciate you guys. Y'all have a great day. Remember to join the Alchemical Mindset if you like ASMR. There's only one over there right now, but I'll start making more ASMR videos geared towards success and hypnotic success and meditation. There'll be meditation videos there as well. So I look forward to it. You guys have a great day. Remember, you have to free yourself to be yourself, because your greatness is non-negotiable.